Hello YouTube, it's Christine with Souls Rising. I am back today doing some full moon in Leo oracle messages for you guys. This video is for the water signs, so Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. If you're Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, you'll want to stick around. If you are an earth sign, air sign, or fire sign, pop over to my channel and you'll find your video over there. I am going to kind of jump in and talk a little bit about the theme first before I move over to the oracle cards. Oftentimes what I'll do is pull a few cards, especially for these moon videos. I have the Moonology deck, Moonology Manifestation deck by Yasmin, Boland, and the cards I feel like really are great for providing guidance and setting tones when we're dealing with moon cycles, especially full moons and new moons. And so I pulled a couple just to kind of tap into the water sign energy beforehand, and I got the full moon in Gemini card, okay, embracing the flow of life. The last quarter moon in Cancer, take a breather. And the new moon in Gemini, which is think it through, okay? So full moon energy means things that are sort of peaking or getting ready to sort of hit their max, and then they'll be wanting and moving out. The last quarter moon means something sort of coming to a close or it's on its way out. New moons are sort of brand new energy that's opening up or coming into fruition here. And being that we're having Leo full moon this week, obviously, especially for water signs who we tend to be a little bit more in touch with our emotional sides, our more sensitive side, our intuitive nature, you're going to be affected by the full moon, maybe a little bit differently than some of the other signs are. And full moons are all about releasing and letting go. It's an energy that comes in to sort of show us what's there and what needs to be moved through and moved on. And so my intention with these videos is to sort of see, what is that energy going to do for you guys? What is that energy doing for water signs right now? So what I got when I looked at these cards for the theme is, it's like there's a big need for the water signs to be in the flow right now. So there may be some resistance or sort of fighting the way things are going that is getting in the way. And with the take a breather card here, that tells me that like we might be forcing something or trying to take charge or make something happen, make something come into fruition by sort of forcing it or pushing forward, when in fact what really needs to happen is we kind of need to take a step back and go with the flow and just relax, okay? So that energy of resistance or that energy of trying to push forward or force things forward or even force ourselves to like keep moving forward, it might actually be working against us right now. So the full moon is sort of coming in to help us to relax, number one, about this and stop trying to control the process, stop trying to force the flow, but instead release that and relax into the flow. With this card here, I don't know if you guys will take notice, but I am being pulled right up into, there's some imagery above and inside of the moon on this card. And that is where my eye is being pulled right away with this. And it feels, I totally see an angel in the center of the moon. I don't know if you guys can see it too, but I feel with this card, it's like we're being asked, or almost begged for some of us, probably people like me, a little stubborn. It's like we're being begged by the angels to like take a higher perspective on something, okay? So we may need to get out of our emotions a little bit and actually come up a little bit more so we can be more objective in how we're seeing something so that we can release some control and go with the flow. So you guys might be finding that this moon is actually trying to, it may be helping you release some emotions, but it's to help get it out of the way because it's getting in your way, okay? So you're actually being asked to move out of some emotion so that you can be more clear-headed about what's really going on. So you can see the situation with more clarity, okay? I really feel like this is the angels helping move us up out of the feels, out of being too close to the situation where we just lose our sense of objectivity and our perspective. So let's dig into the oracle cards and get a little bit more of this message and kind of flesh it out. I will have the decks that I'm using listed in the comment section below. If you like these decks, you will find them there. Let's see what we have for water signs. Again, these are collective messages, so if this resonates, that's great, but, you know, take what resonates and leave the rest. Some of the parts of the message will apply differently to different people listening to it, and may not, you know, one size doesn't fit all. So, you know, if it doesn't quite fit for you, then kind of let that message go. It might, that part of the message may not be for you. Okay. All right, let's pull a few more cards here. Oh boy. Water signs. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. We're getting in our own way. I say we because I'm a water sign too. Scorpio. So yeah, we're getting in our own way. I have the very first card that comes out is storm warning. Okay. Can be big changes, shifts, destruction, stuff that needs to come down or stuff that needs to be torn away. Also, because we're talking about like us maybe being a little too emotional or too in our feelings and needing to come out of it, this could also represent our emotional energy right now. Okay. Also getting Goddess of the Moon. Okay. In this deck, this is like an intuition card. It means sort of being in flow and following your third eye, your intuitive voice and vision. And then strategy, which is a card of making plans, moving forward, can have to do with contracts. If you're, you know, in the midst of dealing with any kind of paperwork or, you know, legal situations and stuff, sometimes a strategy card will pop out with that. We have hostilities. Okay, now this can be people with bad intentions or even actually outright like coming after you, like, you know, giving you a hard time, being aggressive, whether that be verbally or physically, but it also can have to do with anger, aggression. So it can just be a card of anger and aggression. So one of the emotions that some of you may be dealing with this is anger, okay, or frustration. If it's not actually relating to like a person, it can also be us. Okay, so sometimes we're hard on ourselves or we're mean, like flat out mean to ourselves. So if you like, maybe you're being too hard on yourself or maybe we're trying to force something, that card may be representing that. And then we have the door to value. This is financial abundance. You know, when we're in flow with life, money and things tend to come in, they flow into us more easily. So this is the card of that happening. And this is also, this can also talk about what we value or what we place value upon. And sometimes this card pops up around like self-worth or like, are we valuing ourselves or something specific in our life? But there is actually a better card in this deck for just for self-worth. So, and kind of the way this is coming out, I don't think that's what it's representing for us. I think this is more actual like abundance and flow of resources or flow of something that we want. Okay. All right. Yeah, we're in danger of, it's almost like we're in danger of messing up our own plans. Excuse me, if that makes sense. It's like we are maybe working too hard at something and not listening to our intuition or our intuitive voice that might be telling us that we need to shift the plan or the plan might need to change. So we could be sort of like getting a little bit of an intuition that something needs to change, but we are so like emotional that we're not listening to it right now. Or we're just trying to force our way through the situation. It's like, I just gotta, you know, get through this. I just gotta like put my head down and keep going and blast through it, right? I'm gonna power through, okay? But what I'm getting with this is, see, I sort of feel like if we do that, we're actually going to block something. We're going to block abundance or we're going to block the flow of something really good that's trying to come in. So this forcing is actually really working against us. And what we may need to do is more what we're getting on our moon cards is go in the flow and take a deep breath and relax. So our own anxiety about whatever this is might be actually stalling us out, or blocking the flow a little bit, almost like we're so caught up in feeling nervous or stressed or worried about something that we can't receive, like we're not in a receptive place. But also our intuition is trying to move us into another direction, and we're resisting it, or we're just not receiving it because we're too in our head, or we're too emotional about the situation, and that's blocking the intuition from coming in. But let's get some more cards and dig into this a little bit more. And again, this may apply to your personal situation differently. So take it how it best applies to you or your situation. And if it doesn't resonate at all, it's not your message. So you may want to check out one of my other zodiac videos, because they are timeless. And when you come across them is usually when you're meant to hear them. So let's see what we have here. Okay. All right, I'll explain here. Let's see. Okay. So we have Angel of Strength. This is like the Strength card or the Courage card in traditional tarot. We have the 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron, intuition, third eye, right? Seeing beyond the obvious, seeing beyond the physical, what's right in front of us, seeing beneath it. Man holding a coin. So this can be a person. It can also just be masculine energy entering a situation. Oftentimes this represents either finances or stability or business. This could be a businessman, or it can be, financial success, wealth, or going after what we want. In this case, since we're talking about yang energy, pushing through is a yang energy rather than that going with the flow, which is more of a yin energy. And then we have broken heart. Okay. Again, so this does sort of imply some negative emotionality with this. And then the thinking man. So the thinking man is sort of the King of Swords in traditional tarot. Can be somebody really intelligent, or somebody who really likes to think things through. Can also be sort of cutting through the BS and really kind of honing in on what's important as well. So again, this can be an actual person in your life, or this can be just masculine energy in general. So let's see what I'm getting intuitively with this. So I feel like this can go a few ways. So the first thing I'm getting with this is we actually have to have the courage to listen to our intuition. So why I kind of laughed when these came out was because it's like some of you are receiving the intuition and you're ignoring it because it's scary. Okay. So you might be getting told something, but it like actually terrifies you to do it. And so your anxiety is on high alert right now. And it's really like blocking you. It's getting in your way. There is a lot of yang energy with this, and that makes sense with that hostilities card and that sort of energy, like I said, of pushing through, trying to force our way through something. And there may be concerns about money with this, or like success. Are we going to get what we want or get where we want to go? Are we going to master something that we're trying to do, whether that be with job or business or career path, or even just maybe we're trying to build something financially or get the resources together to do something, and our intuition's saying one thing, and maybe common sense is saying something different, and we're perhaps struggling to let go of that common sense and listen to the intuition. And the big thing that I feel like for Scorpios, Pisces, and Cancers right now that's blocking is emotion, pain and emotions, okay? Negative emotionality is sort of popping up. And I get that vibe too with the storm warning. It's not necessarily that something bad's going to happen. I don't really read this as tower energy right now. It can be a tower energy in this deck, but I don't really feel like that's what it is. I feel like it's us. So I feel like this is the water signs being like too emotional right now about something, maybe too in the feels, and also like little anxiety and emotions with that. The way that this becomes problematic is that we can actually be blocking our blessings or delaying our own progress because of that. That's why like the angels are trying to kind of get us out of that and pull us up out of that reactant space, okay? The storm is reactionary energy. So we're acting off of maybe past pain. So this could be, maybe you had experienced a failure in the past, or a painful experience, whether that be in a relationship, or whether that be in business, or, you know, with a job or something like that, where you just are worried about that repeating. And so you might be acting more out of fear right now than out of your intuition. And I do feel like for some of you, especially those who are really open and working with your intuition and developing it actively, I feel like you're just not listening to it right now. So, and with the thinking man, I do feel like this is telling us we kind of need to move a little out of this and a little more into this. So the fact that this is the thinking man and not the thinking woman, I'm really going to read that right now as being more about us. It's like, you don't have to move completely out of yang energy, okay? Like, take action steps. Like, don't just sit back and think it's going to come. You may still have to take some steps. You probably still have to take some action steps. So don't stop, you know, don't shift your focus away from what you want, or think it's not happening, or stop taking steps towards it. It's just let go of the control. Stop fighting it with fear and anxiety and blocking yourself with all this emotional energy of fear, because that's really getting in the way right now. I'm going to pull like one more card. I feel like we need one or two more cards for this one. I feel like there's a little something else to this. So let's see if we can get it. All right, we got 2. All right, so we got Healer of the Ages. Okay. And we got 3rd chakra, Archangel Shamuel. Sorry, I'm like trying to read it backwards on the screen. If you get Jesus vibes from this, that just means that you're in alignment with Christ and with Christ energies, okay? It does look very much like a Christ-like figure. So if you feel connected to Christ or to Jesus, then this may be like sort of represent that energy coming in to sort of help you or to get you through this. And with the solar plexus, that's personal power, standing in our power, empowerment. So I'm really getting 2 messages coming through with this, and it may apply differently to different people watching this. So the first message that I'm getting with this is that some of you are actually meant to be healers or are healers, okay? But in order for you to embrace this more fully, you have to step into your power. And when we are in worry, fear, anxiety, we're not in our power. You can't be in both at the same time. So you may have to identify, what is it in my situation that I can control? What is in my situation that I do have the ability to take action steps around? Again, we don't want to totally let go of that yang energy. That's why we've got the thinking man here. It's that we need to take steps in the place of our power and let everything else up to the universe, okay? What you can't control, you have to let go of. You stop trying to freaking control it, basically. I feel like a lot of us are getting stuck in a cycle of avoiding pain and fear, and it's really getting in the way. Okay. The other message, so if that one doesn't maybe apply so much, maybe you're not on a healing path or interested in doing that, that's cool. The other way that this could be interpreted is for some of you, you're just receiving really deep level healing for yourself around this, okay? And you may actually be getting the support from the higher realms, ascended masters and angels. Like I said, I definitely got angel vibes with that moon card, one I showed before, you know, that I totally see an angel in the middle of that. So I feel like we're getting a little help from the higher realms to really deeply cleanse this out of us, this tendency towards fear, panic, worry that sabotages us. And the solution is to identify where our personal power is and step into that more fully. But also this cleansing and healing that we're receiving with the Leo full moon is going to show us where we can do more of this. It's also helping us to release what's getting in the way so that we stop blocking our own abundance. Because I really feel this is us. I don't feel like this is someone else That's what the empowerment is all about. So I feel like these other cards kind of validate my first impression. You know, when we're talking about intuition and we're reading intuitively, the first thing that comes through is usually intuitive, and then the other voice of ego or other interpretations might pop in later. But yeah, I really do feel like we're the ones that are blocking ourselves. It's not so much that something outside of us is blocking us. If you are facing a situation where you feel legitimately there's another person or another situation that is outside of you that is blocking you, that would make sense with some of this feeling and emotion that I'm describing, that you would have that happening. If that is you, what this is saying is that the way to heal this, the way to get through this for you, is to find where in that situation is your personal power. So are you maybe giving your power away to that person or to that situation? And if so, how can you take it back? Or are you maybe not identifying what you do still have control over? You know, do you need to walk away from something? Do you need to put an end to something? Do you need to set a boundary to protect yourself and protect your energy with the situation? Is there an action step that you could be taking, but you aren't because you're stuck in this emotional space of feeling powerless or feeling anxious, okay? Because anxiety can be very paralyzing. It can really stop us in our tracks. And I kind of get that's what's happening. And I feel like the intensity around whatever the situation is for water signs right now, it's building, hence why we had storm warning coming out first. That's not just like a thunderstorm, that's a freaking tornado, right? And we have to be really careful because we could do a lot of damage when we're in this place, especially those of us that are really emotional and really sensitive people. You don't want to stay in this energy. We got to move from this into this, okay? So those are your messages, water signs, for this Leo full moon. If you liked this video, please hit the like button, give it a thumbs up. It will help the channel to grow and gets the message out to other water signs who need it. Also, subscribe to my channel so that you can stay aware of when new content comes out. If you're interested in a personal or private reading, I do offer those, and I will have my website linked in the description box below. And you will find all the information on my services and how to schedule on my website. Take care and have a good one, guys. Bye.